there's a huge pay disparity and they need to get paid more. If they put eyeballs on the screen and asses in the seats, then they deserve to get paid more. However, I don't believe they do, and here's why. If you use those numbers, that's $6 billion revenue, and then you take the $131 million revenue that they were estimating for every $1 the Women's World Cup brings in, the Men's World Cup brings in $46. Now, the only way, if they're saying that there's no way to delineate, which again, I think is bullshit, I think they absolutely can tell the difference between the two. They just don't want people to know, because then the pay gap would be justified. Looking at the Women's Super League Club, this is from 2021-2022, the clubs generated 32 million pounds. Now go to the Premier League, okay? The Premier League in 2021-2022, 5.5 billion pounds. The difference there is 172 to 1. So for every $1 the women's bring in, the men bring in 172. Let's look at closer to home, the NBA versus the WNBA. The revenue for the NBA, $10 billion. WNBA, $60 million. That's 167 to 1. So those two numbers are pretty close to each other. 172 to 1, 167 to 1. The FIFA revenue, if you were to take that 131, which they're saying is expenses, but if you were to compare that number to the $6 billion, that's only 42 to 1. So they'd be lucky if it was 42 to 1. These two examples I'm drawing, the average amount is 170 to 1 in terms of revenue. If they could point to something, then make the case for that. But I took the biggest women's sports league in the United States. I compared the two, and the revenue is 167 to 1? Yeah, I believe those numbers are wrong. That's $6 billion to 131 million. But they're wrong not in the way that they want them to be. They're wrong in the other direction, that showing that the women are probably way overpaid. Could be wrong, but break out the numbers. Let me see them.